Hey guys, so welcome to another episode of Talk to Mimi. I am Mimi, your host, and you're listening here. Today's guest is someone who carries a story most young girls silently live through. So please join me in welcoming a brave, beautiful girl, Chisom. She's here to share her story with us. So please introduce yourself.
My name is Chisom Anthony. I'm from the Igbo tribe from Enugu State. I'm from a family of 6.
Okay.
My dad and my mom are very much alive. I have siblings, a sister and 2 brothers, making us 4 children.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. So before we talk about anything heavy, how are you feeling today?
I don't have it, I don't know how to explain it. I just feel vague.
You know, this is like a safe space. So whenever you are ready to share your story with us, we are going to wait for you. Just feel free. Take your time. Are you ready? Whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. So tell us your story.
Okay, my dad and my mom, while growing up, they were close. They had conversations. We always see them talking about, people in the village, gisting and laughing. So at that point, I always pictured myself. I desired one thing, marriage. I liked it, but I was pretty young, but I always enjoyed watching them. But at a point, he changed. I would have said it's something spiritual, but I'm not God. He changed. He stopped taking care of us. He stopped. They quarreled a lot at some point. It started to make me doubt the beauty in marriage. And it affected the relationship I had with my siblings. Sometimes we fight. There was comparison. It was bad because he stopped supporting financially. And I thought I could endure it. I felt like it was just a phase. Maybe my mom did something or they didn't tell us. But it became worse when I got admission into the university. I was bright because my mom is a teacher. I'm still bright, but I don't know. My mom is a teacher. She was a teacher. So she liked things of education. She put us in school early, taught us the things we didn't know at home. And so when we came to class, we were doing so well. And I believed in my dad. I loved him. When I was young, I haven't shared this thing with anybody, but I think it tells on me every moment of my life. It has really affected me negatively. My dad he left, we're in Lagos. He said he wanted to move. So,
Tissue, please.
So I'm sorry.
Just take your time.
I had a very close relationship with my dad when I was growing up. So he moved to Port Harcourt on his own, and he left us in Lagos, but he said he would come and get us one by one. So he came to get me. So when he came to get me, I was the one with him in Port Harcourt. I noticed that there was this lady in the house. He told me that anytime people asked me, because it was like a compound where other people live, instead if they asked me, I should tell them that she was my sister. I don't know her. Okay. But she was living with me and my dad. And so many times, I remember when I sleep with my dad, he hugs me, holding me, cuddling me, and I became used to it. But at the point, I noticed that my dad wouldn't cuddle me at night. That was the first heartbreak I ever had in my life. I cried those nights as a child because I miss those cuddlings. Sometimes I'll act like I want to ease myself and I'll see him holding her.
The person he said you should act like
she's my sister. This is not right. So I was enjoying it. My other sister came back from school because she was schooling close by. She came to the house. She noticed. She didn't like the lady, so I just joined forces with her. Not like we did anything physical, but I felt like, okay, this is we are partners in crime. I don't know if you get me. So we're doing things together. My sister didn't share a lot of things with my dad anymore. There were personal things we used to share with him. She made a mistake and she kept it from my dad. But my dad found out because she was writing it in a diary. He read it that day. I think that was when he realized he was at fault, but it didn't really change. she made a big mistake that she would have shared with him because we were so close to my dad growing up. So that distance, it affected us. And my sister, I saw it in her. It broke her. So my dad found out this thing, and I don't really want to say that particular thing because I'm not trying to blame her. I love her so much. I don't want it to come back on her. So she did it, and my dad read it. He was so sad. He hit her for the first time that day. And he was just shouting and all that. But my mom just tried to help us, get through the phase. But it's still something that is in our life up until now, and it's a blessing. So when I got into university, I wrote my exams. I did very well. I got admission into two schools. I'm sorry if my voice is not.
No problem.
So I was happy. I went to meet my dad. I told him I needed the money. He said, he was shouting, like, he said something like, am I the one that has been paying your school fees? He said it to me. And I thought about it. I've never offended my dad. If anyone was the most stubborn, I was the least of them. Like, I was so respectful. So I could not get it. I was losing my mind. As a child, I could not make, oh my God, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Take it.
Wait. Okay. I could not mingle with my mates anymore because I was experiencing depression at 15. So what I had to do is I took my bags, I ran because I had a friend in my neighborhood who got admission. I took my bag and I ran to school. My mom called me because I had a phone. My sister's boyfriend gave me a phone. My mom called me. Where was I? I said I ran to school with this guy. His mom had a car. I took my bag. I don't know. That was I'm not supposed to be doing that, but I was lost. Like, I got admission. I wanted to be in school. I didn't know what to do. And I joined them in their car. So when I got there, I refused to go back. The woman was like, your mom is calling me and calling you. I said, I'm not going back. I want to come to school. I didn't have anywhere to stay. I stayed there. So it broke my mom's heart. So what she did, she now decided to pack some of the necessary things I needed. Like, if you want to go to school, you go to school. For you to take this move, I don't understand how. So she gave me the least money she had. But I didn't have money for my school fees. I had not started my clearance. So there was this man. He said he wanted to reach me. But I remember when I was at home, anytime we see him, we run away because he's a preacher. He goes to deeper life. And we don't like hearing preaching. So we run away. My mom was like, there's this man. He heard about your story. I was sitting outside. My mom sells this thing. When she comes out of school, she sells this black market.
Black market.
She likes business. So she was like, the man wants to speak to you. I was like, oh, okay. So I now allowed him to talk to me. He said he's going to help me with my school fees. I was so happy. I said, if I come back home, sir, will you really help me? Is this a trap? He said it's not a trap. He's going to help me, send me my TFE to come back home. And when I came, truly, he helped me on my school fees. He was taking care of it. That was my 100 level. When I started school, and I was excited. But at a point, this man said, you haven't come to my house. I remember when the day I finally agreed to go to his house, I was on my period. So I remember him dragging me into his room, but I didn't expect it from him because we looked at him like, this man is too holy. He doesn't, he doesn't even, we cannot match his, like, we don't like him. We are children of the world. I'm sorry, as kids, we looked at him like that. At me, he's a boring man. So I never expected that. I was thinking that he was going to give me food and all that.
As a kid.
Yeah. So he was dragging me into his room and I was like irritated because I could understand it. So I didn't agree. I left the house. I went to tell my mom because my mom is always there to fight for me. So when I told her, she was like, don't worry, just keep quiet. Let him pay the school fees first, but don't go to his house. Act like he didn't tell me he paid the school fees. That was when my mom told him, this girl told me everything you did. I didn't expect it. And this man kept denying, but my mom stood by me. She believed me. That was the beginning of a bond that can never be broken between me and my mom, no matter what. She stood by me. She believed me because nobody believed me. Only my mom. My sister was like, why did you even go to his house in the first place? What if he was trying to do another thing and you thought this was it? I said, I know what I thought. He was dragging me into his room. He was trying to touch me. I know it. My mom stood by me that she believes me. And that was all I needed. So, yeah, I went to school. But this thing was still killing me because if I sit down close to a boy, I feel irritated. Like, boys started to irritate me, though I still did not desire girls. But I wanted to be, I was even thinking of being a nun. Like, yes, that was the life that gave me, I just pictured it like that's where I belonged. Along the line when I was in school, yes, after I paid my 100 level school fees and all that, I went to school. I didn't have anyone to pay for the 200 level school fees. So what I did was I met this guy in school. He was helping me, was assisting me at first. He was giving me like 2K and everything. So I begged him that if you help me to pay my 200 level school fees, I promise I'll do anything that you want. But luckily for me, I said that, I wish I never said that, but luckily for me, he never tried to touch me or anything. I started to develop feelings for him. So what he did was sometimes he would say, come to my house, clean for me, cook for me. And then he opened up and said, okay, I know you met me in school, but I'm an elderly man. I have a wife. She left me. Can you be cooking for me? Can you be my girlfriend? I said yes. When I went to his house, I cooked, I cleaned, because I know how to cook very well. I cooked, I cleaned. But he had this problem. I don't know if I should share this. He had this problem with erectile dysfunction. And I don't know if that is why his wife left him. But he agreed to help me. And I was like, God, is this you trying to say, okay, stay with this man? He's not going to... I don't know if I should say, he's not going to...
I
get any penetration.
Yeah.
I'm going to die here. I was cooking, cleaning all the time. People would see me and him and be like, look at this young girl and this old man. I didn't care because you don't even know where I'm coming from. I desperately needed to finish my university. And I was like, this has to be God. I don't know. He wasn't trying to because it was not working. Sometimes you see some herbs he's trying to take. He took care of me and that was like 200 level. He took care of me. Then I remember a friend of mine who saw me and was like, Chisom, I know you from secondary school. What are you doing with this old man? I was like, he's not an old man like that. So he's taking care of me. And she was like, okay, I'm going to tell your mom. Your mom thinks you're in school. Because I told my mom that there's this guy that plays visuals for me. You know, this visual Naira bet stuff. And he's a very good guesser. That was a lie. I told my mom that he's a very good guesser. That he would guess for me, I'll have money. And I didn't want to break her heart because she didn't deserve it. So during that period, I got tired because when I was getting to 300 level, I just got tired. Like, this is not the life I want for myself. I got tired. And I had to beg my auntie because I have an auntie, my daddy's younger sister, but we kind of detached because I didn't have a close relationship with my dad. But I was not angry at my dad, honestly. The only time I was angry was when I had to make out, let's say having a boyfriend or something. It was not my thing. I was like, are you sure I'm supposed to be with a man on earth? Because I didn't have feelings for any guy. So those are the times I used to cry and think that, do I even need to do this? And I told him I'm no longer in a relationship. I can't do this relationship. I know that we're not having the extra parts, but this having to make out or hug or kiss an elderly man, it was irritating me. So I told him I was no longer interested. I told him, and I think I have this stubbornness in a good way. So I met my auntie and I told her, auntie, please, you have to assist me. I can't do this alone. You have to help me because my daddy's not helping me again. She said, okay, her husband was going to help me. So at that period, what I would do is I'll stay with my auntie and go to school. I didn't have a house in school. She was helping me, but she was always going to this Tuesday program. Church, would go on Tuesday, Wednesday, come back. During that period, there was a time I saw this man as my dad. I didn't even... So she would go to, and he would now be like, okay, you'll be dragging me. Why are they always dragging me? I was sleeping. So he'll be like, let's watch something. He'll put the program. And what I saw was actually he's like my dad figure. He was playing me Mojo, like this film. I was like, I don't like this. Like, he's not giving me, so sometimes I'll get angry and lay down. Middle of the night, he'll be dragging me. I'll be like, what kind of prayer is my auntie going for? So at some point, I couldn't handle it again. This thing didn't end. Even when I went and was in NYSC and I still went to my aunt's, yes, he was still, at some point, I'll wake up, I'll feel someone's hands drag my skirt up. When I stand up, I'll see him running. So when I greet him, he would just bend his head down. I'll not be telling myself, maybe it's a dream, but his reaction is not looking like a dream. This man really, my skirt is up and I just woke up. So those things, this one was what happened later. What I'm talking about now is the one that happened before this one.
Yeah.
So when I was staying with her, and I told my auntie, because I was threatening him, I'm going to tell auntie. He didn't say anything. So I told my auntie in front of him the day. But to my almost, that's what it's like, I think this word, everyone to himself. I told my auntie, look at what your husband is doing. She didn't say anything. I did not understand why. And I told my mom, because that's my fighter. I told my mom. My mom said, I'm no longer staying with my auntie again. I should come home, that we're going to struggle together. My auntie refused to say anything. My sister now told me that, you are telling Auntie Ngozi that this thing happened. What do you want her to do? Someone that doesn't have a child for her uncle and everybody in the family, they don't like the mother of my uncle is saying my auntie should go because she cannot have a child for him. It's been years. I was 6 when they got married. Just imagine that I was like 16. So like for 10 years, they didn't have a child. So I was like, okay, let me just understand. This is the only man that could keep her. So I have a heart. It's not like I'm special or anything. I don't know how to hold anger over somebody. Maybe it's because I feel like there's nothing in life. After all, I've been living it since I was a child. So what I would do is, when I was staying with my mom, said, come back home. I said, Mommy, I can't come back home. Your house is too far from my school. She fought for me to come back, but I refused. That's why I say I think I'm stubborn. I said I'll still be staying with my auntie. I stayed there because she's closer to my school. But she was angry. Sometimes she'll be calling my auntie, like shouting at her, this and that. Please don't allow this man to touch my daughter again. I'm begging you. Ngozi, that's my auntie. So she'll be shouting, but my mom stood by me. She was always calling, trying to check up on me and all that. So I had a job. I took a job. This job was like me being a secretary. Okay. Yes, I had a job. When I worked and I had to go back to school, there were like 3 months holiday or 2 months holiday that I would come and work. She would definitely find a job for me. I taught as a teacher. So that's the way I loved teaching. I think I got it from my mom. I taught, like, I don't know the job I haven't done. I've done POS. I've sold old clothes. Like when you sell old clothes, people will buy it. I've done secretary job. I've carried loads for people in their houses. I cook. I clean in people's houses. That's why there's nothing I can't do. I do it because I want to finish school. Something now maybe to understand that in life, if you're always used to, how do I put it? If you're always used to people giving you stuff or support, you will never know what you're capable of doing until they leave you. I can work like a whole day just to make sure that my money is counting. People will be like, Chisom, you like money too much. And I'll be like, do you know the bills I have to pay? Do you know what I'm doing? I met some girls that are like, Chisom, I'm selling clothes. Come and join me. I joined them in school. I didn't have a house to live in school. So I would just be coming from my aunt's place and going to school. I met that girl that threatened to tell my mom. I still met her again. I was like, babe, help me out. I'm broke. I don't know what to do. This thing is not still helping. I have to buy books, and my school fees is almost due. I need to pay for this one. And then she'll be like, have you called your mom? I say, if I call my mom, she's going to send me what she has. But I have to support her. Like, I have to add the money because then my school fees were like 40,000 because of there's this indigenous universities kind of thing. And so I'll call my mom. She'll like send me what she has. And then I'll now add the money with what I have. But then I have to feed. I repeat clothes, so nothing about clothes. And I know how to make my hair myself. I made this hair myself. Yeah, honestly, I make my hair myself. So that was no problem. So I'll just pack it and go to class. So that's why I started struggling. Everybody I worked for, they liked me. I did well. So that was how I just kept going. I don't know how I got here. At some point, I thought I was going to break or die because there was also someone who said he was going to give me a job. But I think he wanted to do something bad to me. I think I met a lot of danger growing up, but God just wants me not to die. I know that. I met someone, he said, okay, give me your CV and everything. But when I got to the car, he wanted to drive off. But that was when I said, I need to do a photocopy. I came out of the car, but I saw him driving off with most of my credentials. But then I had to go back to school. I sorted it back out again. Relationships have not been my thing. Anytime I'm in a relationship, every little time I cry. I had a boyfriend, I met him and I decided to open up to a relationship and I agreed to date him. After I dated that other man and I took a huge break. It was not working for me. I agreed to date him because I met him when I was pretty young. Yeah. I agreed to date him. He was nice to me and everything. He believed in God. So while we were dating, at some point I noticed he had anger issues. If he tells me to do something and I'm like, can't you do this one for me? He might use it. He started from like using a towel to hit me. And then I didn't tell anybody. That's the problem I had. I didn't have anybody to confide in. I didn't trust my friends. I didn't want to break my mom's heart. I didn't have a big sister. That one did not even trust me. Not that she didn't trust me. She didn't even think I was somebody. I don't know if you get. She didn't. Sometimes when I'm angry, she'd be like, look at this one. Like, she didn't. I love her. But she always saw me as someone. I don't know how to put it. But I love her so much. I don't know why. I felt like nothing. A huge moment of my life, I felt like nothing. When people say good things to me, I don't believe it. I thought that maybe I don't know. So I was dating, he would be hitting me. But based on the fact that he was there, he was just there. Because sometimes I just need somewhere to stay and squat and eat. I'll stay at his place. Became abusive. He gave me this scar on my face. Because I saved money. I was doing POS business. I saved a lot of money. I was doing this POS business. When I saved money, he'll be like, give me money. Give me some of the money. When you need the money back, I'll give it back to you. I said, problem, because after all, how will I be in a relationship and I can't help the way I should? So at some point I was like, I'm tired of this relationship. Like, it's too aggressive for me. Look at me, I'm too young. My mom doesn't even know I'm doing this thing. I was getting to 17, getting to 18, just growing. I was like, we dated for 2 years, 2 good years. Though we had breakups and we came back, but it was 2 years. He would beg me that he didn't want me to come back. I'll be like, I'm my auntie. Let me be honest, I was living with my auntie while I would go and visit him. Just imagine me having to lie to my auntie. It was at a point I had to open up to her and my auntie became close to me. I don't even know how these things just happened. She became so close that when I tell her that, auntie, please don't tell mommy, I have this guy that I'm dating, she'll be offended and she'll be like, okay, I won't tell your mom. It's between me and you. Because when I was born, my auntie was one who bathed me, clothed me, so we just became paddies. That's what we want to call it. So I kept staying at her place. I refused to leave her place. I felt comfortable, even if the husband he gave me break from that stuff. He gave me break, but it was after my NYC. During that NYC period, it began again. But he didn't do it like showing me. He was doing it hoping that I won't know when I'm asleep and all of that. But I told my auntie at some point, but when I was dating this boy, I told him I'm no longer interested. This relationship is too aggressive for me. I see my mates now. I watch movies. This is not right. How will you be beating me? Like, he gets so angry. Like, there was a time he traveled. I said, okay, I'll be handling the POS business. You can travel, take care of yourself. He now told me, no problem. I begged him. I had a bad feeling. I was like, please. I know that we don't really, I don't have the experience like the big girls you always date in all those areas. Please, can you not cheat on me? He promised me he won't. When he came back, because he records music and I think, so when he came back, I touched his phone. I don't know how it happened. He left it open. I checked the phone. I saw him he was like, he's telling someone to arrange some girls for him. And I didn't want to approach him. And my emotions I didn't know how to hide. I stayed on my own. I went to the balcony and I was just crying. Then I was quietly trying to go, get my bag and my shoes so he wouldn't notice. But he noticed the way I was moving, because when I'm happy with someone, I'm always energetic, but I was not giving the vibe. So I was like, let this boy not just know, let me just go in peace. But then I'll come back for my money or call the police, because he holds my money. He also does the POS business. I introduced him to the business. He needed a means to increase his funds. So when I was leaving, he was like, what's the problem? I couldn't hide it. I just told him that, but I begged you not to do this thing. He said, he didn't finally do it. I said, but the conversation shows that, thank you. It ended like the babe came. You sabi, or there's way he wrote it, you sabi select, thank you. I saw the message and I was like up until now, I can remember every word. It doesn't leave my head. I was like, he said, no, he didn't. I said, okay, no problem. He was not begging me. And now I stayed. I stayed back. At that point, he had not got into this car issue. But it was too much for me. He was trying to change, I won't lie. But then he now adopted smoking. Why? Okay, he was smoking weed, and then he said there was a time the police, he got scared. There's a time the police. I said, yes, I remember there was a time the police caught you. You were coming back from church. You had dreads on your head. You wanted to look like the musician you wanted to be. The police caught him. I called all my friends to send me money. So I was begging them. They refused. At some point, I'm like, okay, because of you, I'm going to let him go. We begged for so long. We wanted to even give them money. They were like, why do you have SIM cards, ATM cards? He was like, no, I do POS business, so I have to have multiple ATM cards. That was the truth. But then he was not into that fraud, that Yahoo stuff. I know about that. But he was into music and he was smoking weed. They didn't believe me. I begged, I cried until at some point they let us go. I called his mom, I called his friends just to let him go. Then when he left, he said he's going to cut his hair. I said, yeah, I remember. He said he cut the hair, and then he kept telling me, I'm no longer smoking weed again. I'm not smoking cigarettes because of the time the police called me. I kept reminding him, you're telling me, but I was there. You understand? I was in picture, in the character, in the story. So what now happened is he cut the hair, started smoking cigarettes, and the cigarette became worse because when he smoked weed, every time I'll be in public and people will be like, this girl doesn't like you doing this thing. Why are you always doing it? Sometimes I'll be ashamed to go out with him because I don't desire a man who smokes in any way. I can understand
in public.
Public or private, I don't desire a man like that.
Like, does he smoke in public?
Yes, when he's with his friends. Because it's mostly with his friends. Even in, when we are doing the POS business and I'm at work and he comes by, some guys will just, I'll be like, I don't want to be with a man that smokes. Like, it's not just, I've tried. Maybe it's, let's say, because I have a local mindset or I'm too archaic. But yet, I have not been able to accept it. A man that smokes. I keep telling him, he said he will stop. At the point, he lied to me because I said, I'm not coming to your house again. He lied to me that I promise I've stopped. Then I noticed him running to the bathroom when I'm asleep. I'll wake up. I'll be like, I can't even come to your house anymore. It became a problem. But then he was trying to change. He did not change though. He would pretend, and then I'll catch him. And then when I catch him, he'll be like, you've caught me already now. He just smoke in public. Like, you don't have respect for me concerning this thing. Is it because of the age gap? What was going on? So at a point, I had to promise I would leave. I was like, I'm not comfortable with you smoking. You used to like God, yes, you but you're not doing the things that God will even like about you. And you're aggressive. When you get angry, I'm not safe. I can't really say my mind. So I told him I wanted to leave. What he did was, he said, okay, if you want to leave, give me the money back that I used in buying, because he got me a phone. I used in buying you a phone. I said, no problem. I saved 300,000. I know it's not much for you guys. I saved 300,000 naira. And I gave it to him because he wanted to use in his own business while I was doing mine. So I told him, okay, take the 50 because the phone was 5,000.
You're trying to say 300,000 is not much. At that time, you know what's 300,000 there?
No, I stayed with him for 2 years.
Okay, that's
like 3 years ago. No, like this thing happened 3 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. Back then, 300,000 is small.
Is a lot. Thank you. Okay, so thank you so much. So I said I was leaving. Just give me the money. He said, okay, the phone I got you, you're going to give me the money back. That was when I knew that, wow, this is nothing. The sacrifices and everything, me being there, even the mother liked me and everything, though I didn't want to be friends with the mother yet because I did not see a future with him.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how to tell him. I was like, always stalling. But finally, she still got my number. She was always calling, where is Gift? Oh, I've not heard from Gift. Oh, Chisom, can you help me? All those kind of things. She was always getting to me. And we became very close. I'm still friends with his sister till now. So he now said, I gave you, said, take the money. When you take the 555,000 naira from the money, what will I have? 250,000 naira. Can you give me back that? He said, no. And then I said, I'm going to call the police because I know at least police can fight for me. When he told me that when you call the police, I will never forget. I will tell them that this is a relationship issue and nothing will happen. And he had his tribe, is that tribe that, Ishekiri. They speak Ishekiri, and Ishekiri sounds like they understand Yoruba. Like when they are speaking, it sounds like Yoruba and they understand Yoruba. I was surprised when I noticed it. So he could, I did not understand Yoruba. I'm Igbo. I could not understand when he was talking with them. I felt lost. This is me in another man's land. So I said, okay, I'm going to call the police. What he did was he went outside, acted like he wanted to throw something. He locked me inside the house for days, 2 days. Luckily for me, there's foodstuffs. I was eating like bread and cornflakes. I was eating it. So I cried and I banged. I told myself, I kept thinking of my mother. Like, if I escape this, if I come out of this door, I will leave the money with him. So when he opened the door the third day, I said, so he finally came. He went to the house of his friends and left me in the house. He said, I'm not going anywhere, that he knows I want to go. I told him, please, because when I was banging on the door that I should please, before he left, I kept begging him, please take the money. I don't want again. I will just go in peace. You can have the full money. Let me just go, because this is not looking, it's looking like something like, I don't want to die. I'm feeling like this guy might kill me. So, and he took my phone outside. I didn't have anybody to call. So what I begged, when he came the third day, I told him, please, just have the money, but you can just give me TFA, let me go home. He said, no, he's not going to give me TFA. I was like, okay, let me use the one I have, because I have my own money, I use my own POS, and go. This boy refused. I took his phone. I said, I'm going to use your phone. I'll call your mom, or I'm going to seize your phone. I'm not going to give you your phone again. When I wanted to run, I proceeded to run. He dragged me back. That was when he punched me. So when he punched, this punch, I don't even know if there was iron. When he punched,
was he wearing a ring?
There was no ring. So and he doesn't have fingernails. So I don't understand. He was telling me that he didn't know. He was crying after I was bleeding. I kept these pictures. I kept the pictures of when this wound was fresh. I was bleeding and crying. I kept telling myself, if this guy disfigures my face, which man is going to want to? There's no amount of good girl you want to do. I kept begging God, God, please, I know I have messed up. My mother herself will not be proud to know that I stayed with a guy as smart as she thought I was. Even at that age, she will not even be proud that at that age I was 18 plus. I was not proud of myself, and I was getting to 19. So let me just say 19.
That age.
So I was not proud of myself. I was disappointed that I thought I had sense because I was smart, but it didn't work. This one the love just blinded me, and he was the nicest person ever. It was the actual first boyfriend I really loved. The other man, I know I was just trying to survive. The man even knew. But this one, I had feelings. I knew. I prayed for him. Like, I was into this boy. He was so kind. He didn't give all this perv vibe. So I wanted to just stay. I even pictured myself as his wife. I wrote a song for him. Till I started saying what I didn't understand. So at that point, when he punched me, I was crying. What broke my heart was the landlady came and wanted to help me. He spoke with her. She went outside. She was not, I was begging, ma, please, can you help me just call somebody? I want to call my auntie at least. Let her come and find me here. This woman was like, okay, let me call. All of a sudden, when they talked, she didn't, this is an elderly woman. She said she's 52. She looked late 40s. She said she's 52. When she was talking to me, I hate, like, up until now, I hate that woman with my last breath because I gave her so much respect. I used to play with her children and everything. I hate her with my last. I will never forget her face. This woman did not behave like a mother. I was crying, man. Look at my face. She came to look at my face. She agreed to call the police. All of a sudden, I kept waiting for them, and I could not see. There was blood coming out of this left eye. I could not even get up. Like, when I tried to look into the light, it became so painful. I was not looking at this woman. Like, I was thinking, ma, please, you're the only person I have. Help me call the police or my auntie. She said she would call. She didn't call. I stayed on the ground. My whole life, I was like, God, I just want to die. If you take my life now, I'll understand. But then I remember my mother. Even if the moment that I'm alive now is my mom. If I did not have my mom, forget about my siblings. I love them, but the love my mom has showed me, I don't want to break her heart. If I die, I've failed. At least for her sake. That's why so many times I really want to die. Sometimes I'll be like, I'm scared to drink poison because of the pain. Like, can I just sleep and not wake? I was begging God, can you just make it easy? I don't want to feel pain. That was how my life was just messed up. Then I went, finally, I survived it. The next day I stayed. He was begging me not to go. I waited, I pretended, let me be honest. I pretended like, okay, I forgive you, because he was crying that he didn't know when he punched me, it was accidental. It was like because I was holding his phone and he didn't want me to call anybody. He was begging me, I stayed. But when I stayed, this time I had my senses. I was not in love anymore. I hated him, but I was trying to pretend so that he would treat me, because he treated me. He stayed in. He refused me going outside. He said that no, I don't want people to see your eyes like you. Don't look at me as a woman beater. He was bringing everything inside. The drugs I took, he would press the wound and everything. I was like, he was like, have you forgiven me? I said, yes, I'm not going anywhere. I'm forgiving you. I knew he loved me, but I don't know. I don't know if he does, or maybe he knows how to act or something. So many times I would just watch him. I stayed with him for like 7 days straight. When I got myself, though the injury was still fresh, but I got myself and I could see well. And I said, I'll call my auntie. I called my auntie. There was something I did. It was a very smart move, and I wish I thought further. He kept his phone. I don't know how he foolishly wrote a new password in his bag. I saw that thing. Somebody told me that this paper, should I just try and check his password? I don't know his password. So I now checked. I called the person that was doing the POS business for him, and I told him, can you send me 60,000 when I'm in church? And I use his, what do you call this, in beatbox. I played like a church scene with my other phone while I was using his phone to text to his colleague. So he had a staff doing the POS stuff. I was like, send me 60K. I want to bring cash for you. And I played that background. I was like, I'm in church. I cannot talk. That was what I did. That was a very smart move. When he sent me 60K, I was thinking, if I cannot get my full money, can I at least get like 60K or something? When the guy sent it, I was like, okay, can you add like 30K? I was surprised. And I managed to get 90K out of my money. That was what I did. That day I opened the door and I ran. I went back to my auntie's house. So he kept calling my auntie because he had my auntie's number. We had, honestly, the love was before, initially. He kept calling my auntie. My auntie said, okay, can you come over? No problem, let's talk. He said he will come over. He wants to apologize and beg. But I told my auntie, as he's coming, can you call the police? He said she has called the police standby because my auntie's husband had a friend. He's a police, but he lives streets away. They said, no problem, they'll come. So when he came, he was talking to my auntie, begging, kneeling down. I'm sorry, I want to change. He bought things for my auntie, was begging. My auntie was brainwashed. What she was doing was she was angry, but she was like, okay, I'm not going to call the police, but you will make up for the rest of your life. But that was not the plan. The plan was you have to call the police. Let the police get my full money. I don't want any apology. That was the plan. My auntie did not. She was like, no, let's not use violence. He has changed. I looked at my auntie. I was like, this world is against me. But it didn't, at the end, I didn't feel that bad because he apologized. He stayed. I said, okay, let me see. Maybe because I'm angry. Let me see if this is the right way than calling the police. What if his own mother starts to cry and think? I'm like, okay, let me follow my auntie. My auntie has a very soft heart. And some decisions she makes, I think I learned from her. She doesn't always do everything with violence. She has a very good heart. So I believe I agreed and everything. So she collected the gifts. He said he's going to be sending me money monthly. Like how much? I said, he said 30,000. I said, okay, 30,000. Are you sure? That's what he said. He said, I wanted to go, that I should go with him. I said, which one is go with you? Am I married to you? I only came to see you now. I only come to see you like boyfriend and girlfriend. He was like, no, he's feeling sad that if he leaves me, I will never come back to him again. I was like, and I said, maybe this guy is one of those people that have trauma that he has not recovered from, but I just didn't see it. But this thing changed my whole life. I refused to go back to him. But what he was doing, he was sending the money all the time. So I packed my things and I told him boldly that I don't want anything from you again. I don't want you to send me money. It's okay, you've tried. So I had to change my number. It's not the same number I use anymore. And that's how everything was over. He couldn't reach me. And I stopped staying at my aunt's place. I rented a house for myself because then I had to go for NYSC. When I went for NYSC, I did everything well. Thank God, I focused. But I wouldn't lie, the episodes of my life during the times I was in school affected my CGPA. I started well in 100 level, but at some point started dropping. But I had to fight for that final year period. And that was the period where all this drama started. It was like I was being haunted, but I still had to fight because I stayed with my auntie for a while.
So what finally gave you the strength to speak out or start healing? Because with everything you said, there will be a time you would tell yourself, I want to heal from all this trauma and depression. Like,
I was no longer a teenager. I was dying in depression every single day. I noticed at some point I get angry easily. Someone will say something or something that will remind me of a moment and I was just blood out, just shout or something. And that was not me. My auntie was like, Chisom, this is not you. This is not the girl that I trained. So at some point, I just told myself that if I don't open up, I needed to find help. I had a close relationship with God. And during that period, the depression and suicidal thinkings, they were down a bit. I was starting, like, I needed to get help. Otherwise, I could not keep a relationship. If someone asked me out, what I would do is just keep stalling and looking for excuses. Like, you did this, I'm not coming. You did this. But I was just scared. I didn't want to get to know any boy again. I was telling myself, let me just keep up with my nun kind of thing. Let me, go to Catholic church and join the nun. But I realized that my mother would not want me to be a nun. My sister right now has a wonderful relationship. She has a husband. Everything is going fine. My other brother is a good boy and everything. But I want to have a wonderful life. I'm seeing how girls are building themselves up and I'm dying in depression. I wanted to be somebody for my mother. Not just making money and crying behind TVs, watching movies and dying. No, I had no social life. I was such an introvert. I had to force myself and I had so many potentials. So why just die with it when God would not want me to die with it? So I started looking for help in the best possible way. I got from God and now I'm just trying to get it physically as well. That was what made me to.
So apparently God gave you the strength to start healing. That was nice. So what was the hardest part of your healing process? Like,
the acknowledgement, like to I admit to myself that I should not let what happened to me, I should not transfer aggressions. I just had to acknowledge that I was wrong. That was not how to treat. Like, things happened to me, but it was not the fault of the people that came into my life later or the fault of my innocent mom because I was transferring aggressions. Sometimes she would call me, I would not want to pick up because I was crying over something I didn't want to tell her. Meanwhile, she would be thinking, what is going on, wanting to know about me. And I moved. She wanted me to come home. Like, every day we are having calls. She's like, come home, come home. I refuse. It's hard for me. But I don't know. Sometimes I want to be alone.
I don't.
Just want to heal first. I have not.
You are still in the process. God will give you the strength to.
Amen.
So, what would you say to someone going through the same thing but afraid to speak out?
Thank God for this era where you can easily just come out and find help. Don't you ever let love be thinking of love. Think about yourself first. Find help from any possible way before you regret it.
So, if your younger self was sitting across you now, what would you tell her?
I'll tell her to just focus on education and work as hard as possible. Just focus on your education, building yourself, work hard as possible. Don't even listen to anybody until you're old enough. That's what I'll tell her.
Okay. So, what do you want the world to know about survivors, especially those who were hurt by people they loved or trusted?
Don't trust anybody. No matter how they treat you and you're like, this person, don't ever vouch for anybody in anything. Don't trust anybody. Even yourself, you can disappoint yourself, but then you are all you have. Just everything, think about yourself first.
Yeah.
That's the honest truth. That's what I can say.
So, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for being brave enough to come out and say the truth. So, Talk to Mimi have a little gift for you.
Thank you.
So this is from Talk to Mimi to you, Chisom.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. And thank you for watching. See, we'll talk again. Stay strong, stay true, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye.